morning, everyone. Thank you for coming. So I'm Lucy. I see some familiar faces. Can I just ask who's been to my talk before? Okay, that's quite a few of you. Okay, thank you very much. Well, thank you for coming again. Thank you to the newcomers too. So just briefly about myself, because we have a lot to cover. So I don't want to talk about myself too much, but I'm from Germany, and I discovered Feng Shui a long time ago, at the time when I lived in London. And this is when really my interest in Feng Shui started, when I lived in London. And later we had the opportunity, my husband's work brought us to Singapore. And this is really when the Feng Shui came back to me, and I thought, wow, you know, I'm in the heart of Asia now. And I met Lillian too at her annual extravaganza, which is a very big annual Feng Shui event. And this is what really ignited my passion for Feng Shui again. And I thought I really want to learn more about this, and here I am. So I later went to Lillian Tu's Feng Shui school in Kuala Lumpur, and I did her 2 courses, which is the Master Practitioner course and the Master Consultants course in Feng Shui, and this is what qualifies me to practice Feng Shui as a professional. So I've had my business Feng Shui focus here in Singapore since 2011. So you can do the math, it's been quite a while, and it's been a great journey. And I'm very grateful to supporters like Susan from Expert Living, and also Danielle, obviously, for hosting this talk and for giving me the opportunity to speak to such a great audience here. So thank you again for coming. And right, I'm going to talk about what to expect in the year of the dragon. And I bought this clicker. It hasn't run out of battery by now. I'm welcoming the period 9. So, what is Feng Shui? I think you probably all have some idea. Feng Shui is about energy. Some people think you have to move your furniture, but it's part of it, but it's not all. You know, there's a lot more to Feng Shui than that. And even what we are covering today, what I'm telling you today about this coming year, is really only part of it. There is a lot more to Feng Shui than just that. But this is a good way to start if you're new to Feng Shui. I like to explain Feng Shui. This is like my definition that I came up with. So the purpose of Feng Shui, people use Feng Shui to optimize the energy flow in your surroundings. So this will be at your home, ideally also at your workplace, with the aim that you create positive energy. You know, you create good energy around you, that the energy will support you, you know, it will help you, and it will help you have a smoother life, it will help you achieve your goals, and it will basically help you create the life you want to live. Because if you are in a place with bad energy, you can't function properly. You know, things are not going to go your way. You will struggle to be successful. You keep hitting roadblocks and stuff like that. So it's important to have good energy, and this is something you can influence in your own home, in your own surroundings. Now, I think we all know, I mean, especially those who've been here before, bad Feng Shui, it can cause breakup in relationships. It can cause loss of wealth and income. You might lose your job if you have bad Feng Shui. It's possible, I've seen this happen. It can bring misfortune and illness. That health is actually one of the main reasons why my clients contact me and ask me to look at their Feng Shui. So that's one of the main concerns people have, is their health. And bad Feng Shui can block your success. So no matter how hard you work, you're just not going to reach the next step in your career or whatever you want to achieve. And it can also dry up your career opportunities. So you kind of get stuck. If you live in a negative surrounding, it's very easy to get stuck. So you need to get the energy moving by moving furniture, for example, but also, learn about the connections, because everything's connected. The elements are connected and the directions are connected. It's, So good Feng Shui can bring wealth and prosperity. I think that's what everybody thinks. With Feng Shui, you get rich. It can bring good health, which is more important in my opinion. And if you're suffering from bad health, Feng Shui can help, make things better. Obviously, it's not a replacement for medicine, but the energy in your home has an influence on your health, or can have an influence on your health. It can create harmony when you have good Feng Shui. People are a lot happier. It can bring good friends into your life, which I also find very important. Especially for us expats who live in a foreign country, but also when you're at home, having friends, your friends are the ones who catch you when you fall. So it's really one of the most important things to have in your life. And good Feng Shui can create opportunities as well. So it'll still be up to you to seize these opportunities and make something out of them. But at least with good energy, with good Feng Shui, the opportunities can come up and present themselves. Now, what is period 9 that I mentioned? In Feng Shui, we count in 20-year time blocks. So at the moment, we're just ending period 8. You probably all know this. That's why 8 is a lucky number. And period 8 started in 2004, and it will end next week. On the 4th of February, period 9 starts. So this is very exciting. I mean, this is the first period change that I'm experiencing consciously. Obviously, I experienced the change in 2004, but at that time I had 3 young children, so my focus was on the family and the children. But now this is really a very exciting time. The energies will change.
How do you count the periods again?
It's 20 years. Yeah. So period 9 is the last one, because it started with 1, 2, 3. So period 9 is the last one. After that, we go back to 1.
Okay.
Yeah. So the period 9. So the energies will change. The number 9 belongs to the fire element. So this is why the period 9 is also called. It's going to be a period of fire. The period of fire element. And each of the numbers is connected to an element, and the elements have different, attributes. Like period 8 is earth element. Earth is very stable. Earth is always there. It's grounding. Whereas period 9, the fire element, you have to create the fire. The fire is always moving, so you have to become more flexible. You'll find in the period 9, things are going to be moving faster, a lot faster. Something that has a usual lifespan of, say, for example, a life cycle of 5, 6 or 7 years, in period 9 this will accelerate. So it'll be 2 or 3 or 4 years, until that particular cycle is over and something else starts. So changes will happen faster. We can already see lots of changes in technology, and also technology and online stuff and e-commerce is one of those areas that are going to be booming in period 9, because this is where the most development takes place. So to do continuous learning will actually be very useful in period 9, so that you can stay on top of the ever-changing landscape around you. The other thing with fire is it can create, activity and excitement and all that. So this is like a positive thing about the fire. People really get enthusiastic and excited about things. But to keep in mind, fire can also get out of hand. If you don't watch your fire, it can easily get out of hand, and it can be destructive too. It can burn things down. So I think generally it's just, like I said, changes will happen faster, and you just have to also be more cautious. Try to keep up with the changes, but be more cautious of changing situations. It's a good time to rebuild and to grow. Another aspect of the period 9, the number 9 is connected to the south in the compass. The south sector represents fame and reputation and public recognition. So public recognition and reputation is something that is going to be more and more important in period 9. So it's important for us to keep in mind how we carry ourselves and also how we treat others, because it's easy to be judged. So how we carry ourselves and how we treat others will help us to get through period 9, because it's about to do with the fame and the recognition. So now these are the annual flying stars for this year, and this is what explains the energy of the coming year. There are other factors too, but this is like one of the main factors. So if you have any questions in between, you're welcome to ask. Otherwise, obviously, you can also ask afterwards. So it's okay, I don't mind if you want to interrupt me and if you have a question in between. So like I said before, in Feng Shui, they are not actual stars. The so-called stars are represented by the numbers 1 to 9. And you'll see the red numbers are the dangerous numbers, the negative stars. And the black numbers are the good stars, the auspicious stars. So I'm going to explain these now one by one, going through. Now, how do you apply this to your home? Because that's the chart, and then you have your home. I always get this question, like in the past few years, yeah, but how do I do this in my house? So this is I'm trying to explain. It is helpful if you have a floor plan of your own home, and if not, you can just draw one, or you get your own bearings. I personally, I'm quite a visual person, so for me it helps me to have it like on a piece of paper. So this is a floor plan. You can see there's a terrace down here, and the front entrance, the main door, is here. So what you do when you have your own floor plan, you draw a rectangular around it, but this needs to be a regular shape. So you don't follow the lines like here where the terrace is, you don't cut in there. You want to have a regular shape, because you need to divide this regular shape into the 9 equal grids, we call it. And then you take your compass readings. So I always recommend, like, you have an opening here, there's a terrace door, so you take a compass reading there, which in this case shows southwest. So the middle grid in this southwest direction, that becomes your southwest. And then I also think it's important to take a reading like in the center of your home, because sometimes when you're by the door or by the window, there are influences, like you have heavy metal windows that can affect your compass. So in the middle of your apartment, you're usually far enough away from such influences in most cases, not always, but in most cases. So like here is the corridor. So in this place, I would just stand here like with my back against the wall and take a compass reading, looking towards where I know my biggest windows are. In this place, you see there's the terrace, there's a window here. So this sector has the biggest window. So that's the direction you look when you take your compass reading. And this is the reading you take. Now, depending what compass you have, some compass, so if I stand in front of this now, but not in front of the light, so if you're standing here with your compass, some of them have like a red needle that points towards north. So if I'm standing here in the corridor, looking towards my front, and then the red needle would be pointing like this way, diagonally to my left. So if you have a needle pointing to your north, so then you know your north is behind me on the right. So that is your north square. And from then on, you can fill everything else. And then you have your sectors and you know which stars go where.
Because the southwest is in a corner.
No, the southwest is in
the upper one, so you...
Well, the charts are usually displayed with south at the top. So this is just how the charts are usually. So you need to, that's why it's important to write things down on your own floor plan. You can't just move this across there, you have to...
the bottom line is 1 to 7?
Yeah, for example, so if you're saying southwest here is 9, so that will be here at the bottom, yeah.
But on your map or the floor plan,
yeah,
what would be the bottom 3 corners? There would be 1, 2,
that would be,
7.
the west is here, which is there, and the southwest is here, which is here, and then the south is here, which is there. That's
also 5,
yeah.
and 7.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this is just an example, to help you visualize it. Yeah.
That I'm taking that to an apartment.
Yes.
So how would you apply that in the house?
Same, one for each floor.
So you just split.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. And usually for the compass readings, I mean, let's be honest, nowadays everybody uses a smartphone, which is okay, I suppose. But you need to just be careful if you use a smartphone. Don't have another phone near you, because the phones kind of communicate. But if you have a compass, it's better, because it is the magnetic directions that we want. Because the smartphone also has built-in technology, with maps and all that sort of stuff. But it is the magnetic directions that you want. Right. So let's start. The first one, the number 2 star, is the illness star, and that flies into the southeast this year. Now the illness star brings illness and bad health, and the illness star, in my opinion, should always be taken seriously. Because what good is it if you make a lot of money, you've got all the wealth in the world, but you're not healthy and you can't enjoy your wealth? So that does not really help. So illness really should always be taken seriously. So now this year, it particularly affects people that are born in the year of the dragon and the snake, because each of the compass sectors is home to one or two of the zodiac animals. So this is how it works, how the stars affect different families in a different way. It depends also like on the family constellation, because each sector also corresponds to a family member. So in the case of the southeast, it's the space of the eldest daughter. So the eldest daughter, the dragon and the snake are in the biggest danger of being hit by the illness star, but also people who spend a lot of time in the southeast. So if your bedroom is in the southeast, you are under the influence, of the illness star, like for the whole night, quite a long, big time of your, day. Or if your home office is in the southeast, you should also be careful and you should place some cures. Now, if your whole house faces southeast, then it can affect everyone in the family, because whatever comes in from your facing direction affects anyone who lives there. So what you want to do is you want to subdue the negative stars. You want to subdue them, you want to counteract the negative stars. In the case of the number 2 star, the number 2 belongs to the earth element. So you want to remove earth element and also fire elements from your southeast. So if you have any earth elements in your southeast or fire, take them away. Because if you have earth element there, that will only make the number 2 star stronger. And the fire element even worse, because fire produces earth. So that will only make the number 2 star, the illness energy, stronger. And you want to avoid that. You don't want to do that. So you keep your lights dimmed, because bright lights is fire energy. So you keep your lights dimmed. And what you want to do is you want to add some metal element. Metal is the element that weakens the number 2 star. Metal weakens earth. So if you have any metal ornaments, you can place them in your southeast sector, like a metal side table or metal, display things. Or of course you can use Feng Shui cures, which this one, for example, this is the Wulu for this year. The Wulu has long been associated as a symbol of health. And so this is, oops, sorry, that was too big. Anyway, so this is the Wulu, which would be the Feng Shui cure for this year. Now I'm going to show you different suggestions. I suggested the Feng Shui cures, I talk about the elements. So there should be, something for everyone, that will suit everyone's taste and home decor. So there's an amulet, which is this one here, the Abundance Wulu amulet, and there is a talisman card for good health that you can carry in your purse. So especially the dragon and the snake and the eldest daughter. But everyone who spends a lot of time in the southeast will benefit from carrying these for protection. So like your children, for example, if you have a dragon child, when they are at school, they're outside your house for a long time, where you have your protection, but they're outside. So carrying the amulet is, will protect them when you're outside. The medicine Buddha, of course, is also a very good cure to help with healing and to help people get better. There is a plaque that you can place where the number 2 star is, in this case the southeast. Next year you can move it to the new place. There are also symbols. Feng Shui is full of symbolism, and the cranes have long been a symbol of longevity and immortality, and the deer as well are symbols of long lives. So these deers, actually, I saw them in the shop when I visited here a couple of days ago. Susan and I met to just have a look at the venue and discuss things with Danielle. So these I saw in the shop and I thought, oh, I must take a picture, I must mention this. So if you have, happen to have something like this at your home, you can use that, for your Feng Shui. You need to just give it the intention, use your spirit to it. Even if you think you're not a spiritual person, but if you place your things with intention, you give it the intention to help, heal you. This is something that you can do. And the screen, that would obviously be great, to have in a room, where you have the star. The next one is the number 3 star, the quarrelsome star. It brings a lot of aggressive energy, fighting energy, misunderstandings, and like little disagreements can just turn into a huge nasty fight. And you wonder how the hell how on earth did this happen? So it's just really the number 3 star strikes without warning. It can really hit you out of the blue. And because it flies into the center, it affects everyone in the family. Whichever star flies into the center, that is the one that dominates the year. So the whole year we can expect a lot of aggressive energy calls, and there'll be disharmony like within your family, within your friends, at your workplace. So we all have to just remember, keep calm.
I have a question. When you say that when your star flies into the center,
Yeah.
is that for this year? Then the chart will change next year?
Yes, yes, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
So what you want to do with the number 3 star, you want to keep the area quiet. Because if there's too much noise going on, you will aggravate the star. And then, it'll get even more, it'll give it extra strength, extra power if you make too much noise, it has too much energy. So ideally, you don't want to have your radio in the center of your home, or you don't want to have your TV in the center of your home. Even if you have a piano, like a musical instrument, even that, something you think is pleasant, which it is, playing the piano, but it's a lot of noise, and it could aggravate the star. So it would be better to move these things to one of the positive areas where they will be of good use. If you have any wind chimes, remove your wind chimes from the center area. If you have any plants, you should remove them too, or at least most of them, because plants are wood element and the number 3 star is wood element. So you don't want to strengthen that. Instead, you want to subdue it with fire. Fire is the element that subdues the wood. So that's why I've chosen this picture of this red cabinet. If you have like a red furniture piece, you can put that in your center this year. I mean, I love moving my furniture around. I don't do it every year. I don't need to do it every year. But this is a good opportunity to move a few things around because it will really help the overall energy in your home. Moving furniture is great. Do it. So if you have anything red or bright lights, it's fire energy, you put that in your center to weaken the number 3 star, to try and keep it under control. This year's Feng Shui cure are these 3 harmony animals. There are 3 creatures that come from 3 different lineages, 3 different periods of time. And the symbolism behind these harmony animals is that because they come from 3 different times in the history or whatever, or in the mythology, if those 3 can get along, then everyone can get along. So that's the symbolism behind these 3 harmony animals. But you can place anything in your center that's cheerful. Like, look at these porcelain statues. They are also from the shop here. I saw them here, and I think, are they just cute, and don't they just make you smile? So if you have anything, whatever makes you happy, put that there in your center because it will have a positive influence on you.
What
Yes.
kind of animals are there?
I must admit, I don't remember all of them. There's this one, I think it's called the fur-bearing sheep. So it's a sheep covered in fur. One is a 9-legged dragon, and this one is some kind of fish merged with something else. I must admit, I can't remember. But they are really very unusual creatures. So harmony symbols are very important this year, and so are the harmony amulets. There is a padlock of harmony, which is this one. These are the 3 harmony animals as an amulet, or the trinity of apples, the 3 apples in different color. And apple is also a great symbol for peace. Like last year's cure, or maybe 2 years ago, I can't remember, but what always comes back is like red peace apples as a cure for the number 3 star, so you can do that too. But everyone should carry one of these amulets if possible. Or then of course we have the laughing Buddha, another great thing, to place in your center area, to just, bring some peace and spread some happiness. Lucky we live in Asia, there's lots of Buddhas around. But choose a laughing Buddha. For this case, you really want a laughing Buddha, and pick one that resonates with you. Don't just pick anyone you think, oh yeah, this one should work, but just pick one that resonates with you. All of the things that I'm recommending, I don't want you to say, okay, Lucy says I have to get this one. I think it's really ugly, but I have to put it there first. So please don't do that, okay? Don't, because this is not what I'm about. I'm showing you these things. I say some of that stuff through my website, but it's not a sales pitch. It's really trying to show you just the different cures and the different options, and whatever you choose to use, you must be comfortable with it and you must be happy with it. So the next one's a number 5 star, that's the misfortune star, and that flies into the west this year. Now this is the most dangerous star. It can bring really serious, bad kind of misfortune. Whatever type of misfortune you can think of, serious illness, a really bad accident, losing your job. It can be physical danger, financial loss, anything, any misfortune you can think of, could really go back to the number 5 star. So this year, because it flies into the west is the home of the rooster and also the youngest daughter. So those people in particular need to be very careful. But like I said before, anyone who spends a lot of time in the west really should be careful too.
Question.
Yeah.
So what if your sign is different than rooster, or because it says it affects the youngest daughter and it also affects people born in the year of rooster?
Yeah, mainly. But it can affect other people too. So like for example, if your bedroom's in the west, you spend a lot of time there, it can affect you as well. If your house faces west, it can affect you too. Sometimes even just if your personal energy is low, something bad can happen.
And youngest daughter, if you only have one daughter, she would be the youngest but also the oldest daughter, right?
If you only have one, she's the oldest. She's the firstborn, that makes her the oldest.
Right.
So you don't have the youngest. So again, to subdue the number 5 star, number 5 is an earth element star, same as the number 2. So the same applies here. You remove earth element and you remove fire element from your west sector. Another important thing is to keep that area quiet, as quiet as possible. So you should definitely not do any renovations, no drilling, no knocking. If you have a garden, don't cut down any trees in the west corner of your garden. If you need to do some pruning or something, that's okay, because this is like maintenance and keeping your garden beautiful, but do not physically cut any trees. Now, the renovations, again, if you think, oh, I could paint my house, painting doesn't make a lot of noise, that's a quiet job, but you're still going to be moving furniture around, that creates quite some upheaval. And if you're anything like me, you like to have music blasting while you're painting your home? No. Not a good idea, okay? So just try and keep that area quiet and try and observe the renovation recommendations. It can be tricky, but it's worth it. So when I said also to remove earth elements, like crystals for example, is very strong earth element. So you want to remove that from your west. And again, you want to add metal to weaken the number 5 star. Wearing gold jewelry is great. Gold is considered metal element, so wearing gold jewelry is good. That will help protect you. And then this is the cure, it's the white umbrella goddess pagoda, and that's the amulet version. Now this is a traditional 5-element pagoda, and it has the mantra of the white umbrella goddess on the base, so this is why it's got that name this year. And the next one's a number 7 star. This is the burglary and the lost star, and that flies into the south this year. So this is quite a violent star. It can bring accidents, theft, robbery, even just pickpockets when you're out shopping, or little mishaps. You might just stumble, and fall. Even little mishaps can be due to the number 7 star. But also people can cheat you. It can bring loss in the way of people cheating you. And people betraying you, people you trust might betray you. And this year also there's injuries to the eyes, which is an additional danger this year that the number 7 star could bring. Because it flies into the south, it affects the horse and the middle daughter, and those are particularly affected. And if you're out late, please be careful. Okay, we live in Singapore, which is usually a safe place, but generally, especially if you are a horse or you are the middle daughter, don't stay out, don't provoke your good luck. So the number 7 star also you need to subdue, and in this case the 7 star belongs to the metal element. So you remove metal from your south area. If you've got anything that's metal, so you take it away from your south, and you can put it in your southeast instead to cure the number 2 star, or you can put it in your west instead, for the number 5 star. So this is how you, not just furniture, but you can shift also your ornaments, things around in your house. If your house faces south, you have to be especially careful, or if your main door faces south, make sure you lock your door at night or when you are away. And if you have a security system, check that that's, have it serviced, make sure that that works properly. Because you're more prone to the dangers if you have these directions, if your house is facing south. Now the cure for a long time, the longest time, has been the blue elephant and the blue rhino. And that to me just shows, in the olden days when people started using symbols with their feng shui, the fact that they chose an elephant and a rhino, the biggest animals that are known to mankind, the fact that they chose those biggest animals as protectors really speaks for itself, I think. And they are the color blue because water is the element that weakens the number 7 star. So there's also this plaque. This one has got 2 door guardians. This is also something, obviously, that's also a good cure to place, to hang above your front door, for example. And that's the amulet that goes with the elephant and rhino, with the city Gaba star, which is this one. Now it's a bit hard to see on this picture because it's a bit bright here. If you have blue furniture, this table is dark blue, so if you have blue furniture, for example, you can move that into your south, or your decorative items like vases or whatever, anything that you have that's blue, you can also put that in your south. You need to find a balance. Don't drown yourself in blue because the south belongs to the fire element and water also to fire. So finding the balance, fire and water are 2 very important elements this year. So finding the balance can be tricky, but you just need to do your best of trying to find balance between the fire and the water. Quan Kung, that's another great protector for the number 7 star. Again, this is a picture I took here on Wednesday. He is a very formidable Chinese god of war. And you can always recognize him because he's got this long flowing beard and he's usually always got like a red face because he's so angry, he looks so fearsome. That's why he's always got a red face, so he's easy to recognize. And he's got this big weapon here, this big machete on a stick, I'm not sure what you call it. But and he wears a dragon belt as well, so that would be a great symbol. Like if you have your door in the south, that would be a great door guardian for this year. Right, so that was all the negative stars. There are 2 more afflictions I need to mention. The first one is the Tai Sui, which is the god of the year. And the Tai Sui changes every year. So the Tai Sui basically lives in the space of the animal of the year. So this year we are in the year of the dragon. The dragon lives in Southeast 1, which is a subdirection of Southeast. So the Tai Sui also lives in Southeast 1. The Tai Sui just basically watches over mankind and just likes to watch what's going on, make sure everyone behaves, and he doesn't like to be disturbed. So you don't want to have too much noise in the space of the Tai Sui, and you should also not face the maybe I should put this down, I don't test it by accident. And you should also not face the Tai Sui because that would be disrespectful. You don't have to pray to the Tai Sui, unless of course you want to, you can, but you don't have to. He's not that kind of God that you need to pray to. I am Catholic, I don't pray to any of the gods, but I do observe the rules of the Tai Sui. Because if you do upset the Tai Sui, then he can punish you because he might get angry and he can punish you just by throwing obstacles in your way. And you just find, whatever you're trying to do, you'll find you hit another roadblock or you hit another stumbling stumbling thingy. So it's makes your life more difficult. So this year, don't face southeast if you can help it, and keep the southeast area quiet. Now this year's Tai Sui, and also keeping quiet, means no renovations in your southeast. That's also very important. So this year's Tai Sui is General Li Cheng. The Tai Suis are based on real people that had an impact when in their life, or an impact on other people when they lived. They are based on historic people. And General Li Cheng lived in the Yuan dynasty, and he was a government official, like many of them were. They were either government officials or great war leaders, warriors. And Li Cheng, he was a very upright person. He had high standards and high morals. And he, for example, adjusted the tax that people had to pay according to people's income. He wanted to make sure that everyone can afford the tax they have to pay. He was a very fair person. He also got rid of the corrupt officials and the corrupt soldiers in the military, which was a major feat, but with the result that his county that he helped govern was a peaceful place, and the people really honored him because he was a fair and a just, influential person. And people look to the Tai Sui also like to get a feeling for the coming year, because the Tai Sui has an influence on the coming year. So having General Li Cheng is actually very hopeful that because he was he had high morals, it gives hope that there will be young new leaders emerging that are fair and just to everyone. And yeah, I think a Chinese person can probably tell you more about the Tai Sui than I can. So you want to appease the Tai Sui. You don't have to subdue or counter him, whatever. In the Tai Sui case, you want to appease him. You want to put him in a good mood. You want to get his support for the year. So the easiest thing to do is you hang or you place his picture in the southeast. This is a Tai Sui plaque, and there's a Tai Sui amulet. So you put that in your southeast direction for this year, and that will appease him. And especially people born in the year of the dragon, the dog, the sheep and the ox, they should carry the Tai Sui amulet that was on the previous picture, or this Tai Sui card, which is easier if you have a handful, carry a bag full of amulets already, then you might prefer the card, like I do. So the dragon, because the dragon shares a space with the Tai Sui, right? So it's very easy to upset him even if it's not on purpose. The dog, because the dog's position in the cycle of the zodiac animals is opposite the dragon. So the dog is in like a confrontational position with the Tai Sui. And the sheep and the ox are on either side. Again, they are in sort of a confrontational position with the Tai Sui. So this is why those four animal signs are recommended to carry a Tai Sui amulet, to just show that they respect and that they understand about the Tai Sui, that they want to get his support. An alternative would be a Piao. You can't see it very well. This is a pair of Piao. That's another option. The Piao, it's one of the mythical creatures and it's said to be the favorite pet of the Tai Sui. So if the Tai Sui sees the Piao in his spot, that will put him in a good mood too. Now, you can't always avoid facing him. Like in my bedroom, for example, my bed is placed with the head against the southeast wall. So I'm gonna be not here, I hope, but I can't move it. I've got beds here, I've got the windows there, I've got the wardrobes there, I've got another door in this wall, so I can't move my bed. So if that's the case, then I really recommend, this is what I'm going to do, I'm going to have one of these Tai Sui cards on either side of my headboard. I'm just going to stick them on the wall with a sellotape, and that's that for the year. You can place a plaque next to your bed on the Tai Sui plaque next to your bed, that's another option. Only for this year. Next year you need to change it. So in the southeast, for example, okay, in 2025, the Tai Sui will be in southeast 3. So it's 2 years in a row you have the affliction, unfortunately. But you do need to change this because next year will be a new Tai Sui. And the other danger to be aware of is the 3 killings. That is quite a serious danger as well. It brings 3 types of losses. The loss of your good name or your reputation, the loss of an important relationship, so maybe your partner or an important friend, or the loss of money or income. So maybe you can lose your job, for example, if you are hit with 3 killings. Now the 3 killings always lie to the cardinal directions, and this year the 3 killings are in the south. So that's quite a big space. So again, same as with the Tai Sui, you should have no renovations in the place of the 3 killings. So no renovations in the south this year as well, and not much noise in the south if possible. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's difficult. Obviously, you have to move house. I mean, some people you have to renovate. You can't help it. The recommendation then would be, especially with the Tai Sui, but also the 3 killings, you start in a different area. Start in a good sector. Set up your home in one of the good sectors. We are going to talk about those next. And then you just walk your way in a clockwise direction, and you end in a good sector as well. So you have to hit these areas at some stage, but it's like part of the process. So it's not pointed at, in that place, it's part of the process. So that's the best you can do. Now also, keeping in mind, actually maybe that comes on the next slide, I'm not sure. Never have your back to the 3 killings. That's very important. So that means this year don't face north, because if you're facing north, your back's to the south, right? So you don't want to do that. You're leaving yourself very vulnerable with your back exposed like that. Having your back to the 3 killings is like an invitation to be stabbed in the back. So try to avoid facing north this year because of the 3 killings. And in your house you can place secure, which is the 3 celestial guardians come in this 3 celestial guardians wheel, it's called, or that's the amulet version. So the 3 celestial guardians are the Piyao, the Fu dogs, and the Chiling. So those 3 animals together can protect you from the 3 killings. So especially the horse should carry that amulet for protection from the 3 killings. Okay, and now let's talk about the positive areas. Now we'll talk about the good stars. Let's go backwards now. Let's start with the number 9 because we're entering period 9. Let's start with the number 9 star. The number 9 star is the star of current prosperity, and it flies into the southwest. Now emphasis on current prosperity because you probably know the number 8 was the red star up until now because we are in period 8, so 8 is a lucky number, 8 is the red star. Now we are entering period 9, that makes the number 9 the most auspicious number for the next 20 years. The most powerful number as well. So in the past we referred to the number 9 star as a star of future prosperity, but now that we are reaching period 9 next week, it is the star of the current prosperity. So this is the new wealth star for the next 20 years. It represents not just wealth luck, it represents all the good things in your life. Completion and fulfillment, because the number 9 is the number for completion. It's the last numbers from 1 to 9. So it's the last number, and so it's completion. It brings great fortune, wealth and popularity. It can also help you with your success. And I'm happy to see so many ladies. Well, we always have a lot of ladies. Today we have 1 gentleman as well, but usually it's mainly ladies. So ladies, we are in luck because it helps us this year. The southwest is the area of the mother, the matriarch, so we will have the support of the number 9 star this year, which is, I think, a great way to enter period 9, right? So it's very exciting. And also the sheep and the monkey also will have direct benefit from the number 9 star. So spend more time in your southwest at home because it will be good for you, it will help you. Now to activate the number 9 star, obviously the good areas are the places you want to spend your time in. And just by your presence, that will activate the star already. You can use the 9 dragon plaque, especially this year, entering the year of the dragon. To have the dragon year as the first year of the new period is actually also very good sign, very good symbol, because the dragon is like the most popular, the best ever, the strongest Feng Shui symbol, since the beginning. So it's really good. So we have this year the 9 dragons plaque, or this is called the Lucky 9 enhancer, that you can also place in your southwest to activate the luck of the number 9. And then we have a money frog on a lily pad. This is actually a cute little box that you can open up, so you could actually even write your wishes on a piece of paper, your wish maybe for this coming year or for your wishes for the future, and lock them in this little box, and they will be guarded by the money frog, and place that in your southwest sector. And this is the double 9 plaque again. This will be a symbol for throughout the period 9. especially if you have a new house that is only like being built now. That will be helpful for all the new period 9 houses.
What if you have a room that is divided by a good star and a bad star?
Yeah, that happens.
Everything to one side of it.
Do we apply the same here within a room, or is it the
You
entire?
can, yes,
Oh.
you can actually, yes, you can. Or what you can also do, it depends on the size of your apartment. If you have 3 rooms in a row, you can also use your existing walls. You don't have to stick to the grids. You can also use the existing rooms if it's big enough. I mean, if you just have a 1-room apartment, obviously it won't work. But if you've got like a 3 or 4 bedroom place, chances are it will work. That you can actually have 3 rooms there, 3 in the middle, and 3 at the bottom. So that's what you can do then, especially when you're like half. And what you can also do, I don't usually mention this here because it's more relevant when you have a full Feng Shui consultation, when you look at the positive sectors of your home by the home chart, not by this annual chart. Like sometimes it's you are able to put the negative stars, lock them away, like in a bathroom, for example, so they don't harm you then, and then you have more space for the positive areas. This is the amulet for this year, the Lucky 9 Charms amulet, which has everything. It's got the number 9. It's got the winning cards. What's it called? The winning hand in poker, I think. There's the auspicious symbol. There's a dragon and the word lucky. So this is a really cute amulet to have for this year to activate and welcome the energy of the period 9 this year. And you can also padlocks. Okay, so I was jumping in. Padlocks. These are the 3 padlock amulets. Now the symbol of the padlock obviously is you're locking something. You want to preserve something, you want to hold on to it, you want to keep something. With this period change, we have the padlock of love, the padlock of harmony, and the padlock of wealth. I guess they are considered, most of the 3 important things. What happens with this period change? Like I explained at the beginning, the energy is different. We're not sure what's going to come. So with these amulets, you can help preserve the good luck you already have. That's the symbolism of these. Just think of it like when you update your computer, right? You need to update your computer. They always recommend make sure you have a backup because there's always a slight chance you might lose something. So this is the same idea. So you want to preserve what you already have, the good luck you already have, by carrying this amulet or putting this in the relevant space to enter period 9 and to make sure you can, try and make sure you keep what you've already got. And then the 9 horses are a great symbol for period 9 in general. You don't have to place these in your southwest. The horse lives in the south, so these would actually be great to put in your south area. Although we have the negative star number 7 in the south, you can still activate the period 9 in your south with the horses. Or in your southwest, you can place anything that any of your auspicious lucky charms in 9 of those, for example, because we are in the period 9 and governed by the number 9. So next one is the wealth and prosperity star number 8 that flies into the north. So like I said, it will still attract wealth and prosperity and abundance, and it's still a positive star, but it has lost a lot of its energy. So it is quite weak in period 9, so it really needs to be activated. So wealth will not just come on its own. So even if you do benefit from the north, like if you're a rat or the middle sun, or you spend a lot of time in the north, you still need to activate it because the star is weak. Wealth luck just doesn't come on its own. There's another reason for that. In the Chi chart, which is a different chart, that's the element chart of the year. The water element is missing this year, and the water this year represents wealth. So that's another slight problem. So wealth luck, it's not easy to achieve that this year because there is not a lot of wealth luck in the chart. So all the more reason you need to activate it, the number 9, but also the number 8. So, like I think I mentioned, it favors the middle sun and also the rat. But The north sector belongs to water element, and in the past we used to use water to activate wealth. This year, don't. Do not activate it with water, because the number 8 star is in the transition. It might also bring about some illness, some negative energies. So this year I would not recommend to activate the number 8 star with water, even though we are talking about the north sector, which is a water element sector. Symbols are better, safer this year. So you will see lots of symbols of water. Like the dragon obviously is always a good symbol for your wealth luck. So this year's dragon is blue to represent the water element, and he is like frolicking on his wave, in the waves. So this is one great activator for this year. And we have the symbolic water. We don't have the actual water, we have the symbolic water. Same here, we have the symbolic water there, this water wave, and added is a pearl. Pearls come from the shells that live in the ocean, so the pearl represents richness and wealth coming from the ocean. So actually, it's a good year to wear your pearls as well, ladies. So gold and pearls for this year. You want to bring young energy, you want to bring active energy to your home and also to your north. So there's the young green dragon energy, especially the dragon year. You want to have new dragon energy. We actually have young dragon here. This is for the lucky draw at the end. So this is one of the prizes you can win, the young dragon. And these two beautiful dragon squares, they are from Karen Made. I have a new collaboration with Karen Made. You can buy these through my website. You can also buy them from Karen Made, obviously, but if you're doing your Feng Shui shopping, you could also buy these from my website. And she has kindly donated a pair of these also for our lucky draw today, because they are her brand new product. We also have the buckets of gold and good fortune in 5 different colors. You can choose the color you like most, or you can choose, each color has a meaning, because it's got a symbol on it, the bucket, so you can choose the meaning that you like, or you can choose your favorite color, or you can choose all 5, it's up to you. And then these are the amulets. Here we have the water wave, again with the pearl, the cash flow camel, and the padlock of wealth, which I showed you earlier. Now the camel is very popular amongst business people. It's also a very, much like the camel, actually a figure of a camel, a symbol for business people to, I guess, help them through, tough times. A camel can go through the desert for ages, and still survive. So that one is particularly popular with business people, and also the camel carries its water. So you still symbolically have a bit of water on you, because you need water to balance the missing element in the chart. So you can also wear blue. So wearing blue is good this year, and red also for the fire energy, and blue because you want to make up for the missing water. Next is the number 6 star, the heaven star. I like this one the most because it just brings all the good things you can imagine, all the good fortune, heavenly blessings. That this is what the number 6 star is all about. It can bring helpful people into your life, mentors, benefactors. It can help you with your career success, with promotion. If you want a promotion at work, it can help you gain recognition. It can bring a helpful person into your life, who can open a new door for you, that sort of thing. It's great for children or students as well, to bring a mentor, to help you with their studies, maybe a teacher who looks after them if they're struggling, stuff like that. So the number 6 star is really very broad and very well spread. And the good news is the number 6 star is strong in this coming year in 2024. So that's nice. You can also activate it for windfall luck. Windfall is unexpected money, a bonus payment, or if you like playing the lottery. So unexpected money in that sort of way. It favors the ox and the tiger, so good for you, and also the youngest son. And if you obviously if you have your bedroom in the northeast or your home office in the northeast, it's going to be very good for you, because you are then surrounded by this good energy for a big part of the day. Again, activity is the key. So if the northeast is your dining room, invite friends over for dinner parties. Keep the area lively. This is where you can have your radio, play music, and spend time in your northeast. I'm also mentioning the word clutter. I think it's pretty obvious, but I like to just bring it up briefly. Clutter is no good thing, no matter where in your house. Clutter is never good, but especially in the positive areas, you don't want to have clutter because good energy is not attracted by messy spaces. And wherever you have clutter, that means you've got some things that have just been piling up and piling up and piling up. It creates stagnation, it creates blockages, and that is really something you definitely don't want that in your positive sectors. As for the cures, there is Nangyalma, goddess of long life and purification. She has 3 faces and 6 arms, I think. She is one of the most helpful goddesses. And then you've got the money frog and lily pad again, and you've got Tai Kat Tai Lei. I don't know if any of you speak Chinese. It also brings, I think it means something like big auspicious. It brings you also big auspicious luck. It's a golden pear and orange. And then these are the amulet. There is the Tai Kat Tai Lei amulet, the lucky mahjong tiles, and the winning cards to help bring you that windfall luck. So depending which one's your game. I just love learning mahjong, by the way. I started to learn mahjong. It's really, I'm loving it. So, and the nobleman star talisman, which is this one, it will help bring mentors into your life and helpful people, supporters. Next one's a number 4, the romance star, love and romance, but also study luck, that flies into the northwest. The number 4 star can also help with networking. The number 6 too, but also the number 4 star, because number 4 star, because it's a love and romance star, it also helps with relationships, obviously. So not just in love, but also relationships in a wider sense. Networking luck I mentioned, study luck I mentioned. Creativity, if you are a creative person in a creative job, like in marketing, or you're an artist, or you're an author, you write a book, you know, this is like where the number 4 star can really help you a lot. It's great for the patriarch because the northwest is the sector of the father and the dog and the boar or pig, but it can also be dangerous. So if your house faces northwest, for example, and you have a water feature in front of your house, it might be a good idea to remove that, because if you have too much water combined with the number 4 star, it can lead to external affairs. So it might tempt the father to have a romance, to have an external affair if there's too much water in the northwest this year. So there's also some degree of caution. So don't overactivate the space, just keep it simple, just fine is enough, don't overdo it. So for love, you can use these activators. You see, this is one of the buckets of gold and it's got the lilies. So this one is specifically also for love and romance luck and abundance, you know, in your love, in your relationships. The Mandarin ducks have been around for the longest time, I think, as a symbol of a happy marriage or happy partnership. And you can also use the Mandarin ducks if you're single and you're looking for a partner. You can also use the Mandarin ducks. The vase with the lilies, that's the double happiness symbol here. Again, a very, very old symbol representing a strong union. It's very popular as a wedding gift, the double happiness symbol in the Chinese circles. So you see the double happiness symbol anywhere, like on a plate, on a vase, or in a picture. It's to wish the couple an everlasting love and a strong union. And here we've got the padlock of love again that I mentioned earlier. Another trick, if you are single and you're looking for a new romance, you place your ornaments in pairs. So you don't put single things there, you place them in pairs because you want to be able to pair. So that's another useful little tip if you want to bring a new love into your life. And then for study luck or academic luck, to help you with your studies and get good grades and do well in your exams, this is the Eagle Scholastic Amulet, and that's a little plaque, the scholar here with an eagle. And I've also taken a picture here of these cute bookends. They are somewhere here in the shop. I think actually behind you, yeah, they're right there. So this is actually A cute symbol, just to motivational as well, for studying. And the symbol of the eagle is, if you see an eagle flying in the distance, it's supposed to bring good luck. So in this case, good luck with your studies and with your grades. Last one's a number 1 victory star. This is also a great star, something you can activate for different situations. It flies into the east. It's great for your general success luck, success in your career, success in your business. It's really also a very powerful star. It is called the victory star because it will also help you in any competitive situation. So if you, for example, if you want to get a promotion, put your name down. Well, I don't know if you put your name down for promotion, but it will help you beat the competition. If you're applying for jobs, for example, you can activate the number 1 star to help you beat the competition. So any competitive field, this will be very useful. It's also good for new ventures, like if you're launching a new product and stuff like that. So this is where the number 1 star can help. And the number 1 star is getting stronger and stronger throughout period 9. Because what comes after 9? Anyone? 1, exactly. So the number 1 star is now turning to become the future wealth star, the future star of prosperity. So the deeper we get into period 9, the stronger the number 1 star will get as well. So it favors the rabbit, because the rabbit lives in the east, and also the eldest son. So to activate, again, no clutter in the east. You don't want any blockages, anything blocking your success. The wind horse, again, is a very, very old symbol. It comes from the Tibetan Buddhism, the wind horse. And then we have, this one is called the period 9 wind horse, the new wind horse for this year. You can also, there is also a symbol, I didn't include pictures, I can't include pictures of everything, but there is also a rooster with a dragon, a dragon tortoise together. They are quite a formidable pair to help with success luck, and the rooster will help you, pick out the competition. And then we have the prosperity flag with dragon, is this one. So there's a prosperity symbol on this side, and on the other side there's a dragon. And again, Quan Kung actually can also help you with your career luck. So if you have a Quan Kung, you don't need him for protection, you can use him to help you with your career luck, with your business luck. Again, Quan Kung is very popular amongst business people. So it's worth carrying an amulet if you have career aspirations, if you do want success in whichever is your field. So that's the Winter's amulet, and that's the, what was it called?
Dragon flag.
Yes, thank you. Something like that. So that's the flag as an amulet version. Now anyone can obviously activate success luck, but especially the rat. The rat has very weak success luck this year. So if the rat wants to be successful, the rat should really carry one of these amulets. And also the ox and the snake and the rooster, they also have weak success luck this year in their chart, unfortunately. So if you're one of those 3 animal signs, I would also recommend you carry one of those 2 amulets to help you boost your success luck. Right, I brought some amulets. If you want to buy any, they are in this little next room here. And my friend Josephine here, can you say wave so everyone sees you? My friend Josephine can help you as well in case I'm busy with questions or something. So you can also ask Josephine to buy your amulets from her and pay her in cash. Otherwise, it would be PayNow. But today, 25% discount. So they are all marked at $28, but today is $21 for all of the amulets. And thank you all for joining us. Don't get up yet because I think Susan's coming to do the lucky draw.
Yes.
So thank you again for coming. It's been a real pleasure to have you here.
Let's go with this one.
Okay, so this is a single dragon square. They're made of acrylic. You can use them as a table decoration. But you can put warm things on it, but not hot, not something that comes straight out of the oven. But other than that, or you can put it on on display or you can
Can it
frame
be?
it.
Is this one of your elements that you can use? Like, what is
But you can use it to activate. This is acrylic, but you can use it to activate your dragon. Yeah, definitely.
Right.
And this is by Aaron made. So
Yeah, you pick the you fish out the name.
Fish out the leg?
Yeah.
Okay.
So first brush is empty out. That'd be Susan.
I just want to fill it up.
Yeah, I know. This sort of is that thing. Right. Reba. Alright, second one is this one, which is the same thing but different design.
This is two dragons. So this is a double dragon.
J-Star.
This was very like to.
The last one is this beautiful dragon.
This is young green dragon.
Who is it?
Manga. Congratulations. Actually, thank you for watching this video. And if you enjoyed the presentation and the information, please have a look at the website www.fenghui.com. I'm also on Facebook and Instagram. And if you have questions, please drop them in the comments. I will drop them in and I wish you all the best for the rest of the day.